faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Zeeverfett.
You damn right. It's Zeeverfett. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Thank you. Thank you, Andre. Andre's in the back. He can't help himself. So if you see anything pop up on the screen, like God. Okay. Maybe I should revoke his oh my God. Okay. So anyway, thank you guys. We are ecstatic, elated, and excited for today since we were able to release our short trailer. Thank you for the music. Or not trailer, our motion comic, which is Project Justice League, something we've been working on since last year. And we have part 1 that we released today, and part 2 we're going to release sometime during the summer. Don't have an exact release date on that. Maybe we can pressure Andre into giving that up in just a bit. But before I get too far into it, let me bring in the director of the motion comic, Andre Fernandez.
What's up, you guys? Man? What a great day, man! What a great fucking day.
And before we get into anything else, I don't want to leave this guy backstage because he is the heart of the project. Anthony Sherfield.
Anthony Sherfield.
What up? He's the reason why we do this.
He's the reason why we do this.
Yeah. What up?
So, man, thank you, everyone. And Anthony, we haven't heard you yet. You contributed to this project. But we haven't seen your contributions yet. That is yet to be seen, and that's because Andre. That's Andre's fault.
He cut my scenes last minute. I was like, "Damn, bro."
So this project stems from when us three got together last year, and then Andre had an idea after that, and then so this is the realization of that idea. So. Kudos to you, Andre, and thanks to everybody who has donated to this project. Last I checked, it is currently at $728. That has been raised for AFSP, and it's a fantastic organization, and we all have ties to it and say, hey, you know what? That's a really good, really stand up. Organization to donate to. So thank you everyone who has opened up not only their YouTube links but also their wallets to help others in need, and that's awesome. That's yes, so here it is. Here's thanks to you.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
Dollar. All going AFSP.
All going to AFSP. We made $0. We made $0. This was all a passion project just for fun. Let me jump into some of these comments here before we get into things of that nature. Real Dino says, awesome work, guys.
Real
amazing
Dino.
artwork.
I don't think it's Dino. Like he's a dinosaur.
But thank you so much for the amazing artwork. The artwork was done by myself as well as Mariano Chico and Luis Vega. So those guys, without them, the artwork would not be as fire as it turned out. As you can see behind us, that is one of the screen caps. That was the thumbnail, which was amazing. And I was like, I'm sorry, guys. This is the thumbnail. This is dope as ever. And without further ado, let me open the floor up to another person associated with this project. Another, I would say the angel of the project, Super Hive, who plays none other than Lois Lane.
Yes, she does. Yes, she did a great job, by the way. I mean, you know, when we had to cast a new Lois Lane,
we wanted a redhead.
but that didn't work out. But then we found But then I knew right off the bat it's got to be Allie Brooks, and when she said yes, I was just like,
That's high praise.
Kevin O'Dark says JL Part 1.
TJL.
Clap. So thank you so much, man. I got, he says, those infamous whiteboards come to life. Loved it. Can't wait for Part 2.
Yes.
And yeah, that's the reason. The whiteboards, we were going to go see those in person, and we did not get to do that. So this is our way of bringing that to life, because we were going to take a whole bunch of pictures together and all that. And by the time we were going to get out there, they changed it to Friends, the Friends set. And so it was just going to be me, Andre, and Anthony sitting on the couch. And you know, I was thinking about this. I was like, you know what? You know, Anthony makes the best Joey. I make the best Chandler, and I
thought you meant his Joey, like Joey Moreno.
No.
I was like, I don't see what you're getting at here.
Completely different personality there. But I feel like you make the best Ross.
Nah, it's fine.
Let's see, McLovin's in the house. Yo, what's up, Droga? Who actually got some of his artwork on this project at the very end.
So guys,
see some of his work.
I do want to say that, you know, as we're moving forward into doing Part 2, which Part 1 was already a lot of fun. It was such a crazy experience, just kind of putting it together. I am going to open things up so that if you have art that you want to contribute to the project
for Part 2, because that's the last one we're doing.
Yeah.
So get it in.
Yeah. I mean, the in Part 2, you know, the theme of Part 2 is that, you know, the whole world becomes a Justice League. And so what I really want to do is I'm going to create a link where you guys can upload all of your images that you want to share on the project. And similar to how we did it in the last one, where the end credits just had a ton of different images from Chris Aragata, from Mask of Shy to Axel to Dawson. I really want to open it up to more of the fandom so that everyone gets an opportunity to display and show some of their artwork of these characters, of these movies that they are such huge fans of. Because really, it's like, you know, we put this together, you know, for the fans to kind of bring those storyboards to life. But, you know, I want everyone who wants to participate and who wants to be a part of this to have their portion, to have their images shared in here. I don't care if it's good, bad. I don't care if it's stick figures. Anything goes, because I want everyone to be
Anthony.
A part of this as well.
What?
He said stick figures are accepted. Hey, we're taking them.
Bro, the best stick figures are fine.
Got a question here for only Andre knows the answer to this.
It's a trick question with Axel, because right now he's in winter and we're in spring, so it's a little behind. So I can't say exactly when, but it's going to be coming out later on in the summer. We're going to be looking to drop that. And honestly, you know, I think an easy thing to say would be that we definitely want to be ahead of anything coming out, any other Warner Brothers projects coming out. That way, it's separate from all of that, and you know, it kind of stays that way.
Yeah. No, good answer. So, Allie, tell me about your experience. How Andre approached you. Your first thoughts of me, you know, or you rather, you know, being Lois Lane. I was.
Well, it was actually kind of funny because when Andre messaged me and asked me, I was like, I think my response was something like, "Oh wow, that's awesome. I'd be really nervous. I've never done anything like that before." And he was like, "Oh, you'll be fine. I'll send it right over." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. I did the I took the J.J. Abrams what is it? The Force Awakens approach. Oh no, the Rise of Skywalker approach. No, the Rise of Skywalker approach. Like, just don't let him think. Just keep coming at him.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I was really nervous. I was super nervous. But it was fun. It was really cool.
Yeah, you did an amazing job. You knocked it out of the park. I mean,
thank you.
You know, you were very
really
believable,
awesome.
Lois Lane. When you were there taking photos, I imagined you had a camera of some sort. So.
Yeah. She made the noise.
It was really cool. It was fun.
He made the sound effects come out.
It was a little intimidating, but it was really cool to be a part of that.
In fact, there was actually another scene that she did voice that we didn't share with everybody. It was Here, you know what? I'll just play it instead. I used some stock footage to demonstrate her ability.
I don't like listening to myself.
I don't want your money. I want Aquaman.
But I decided,
That's amazing.
You know what?
That was amazing.
Let's
work.
cut that out because it just kind of slowed the pace down.
It was very jarring. I was like, Black Manta's in this? He actually is in this.
I don't want your money. I want Aquaman.
he was certainly mad mugging in the show. If you guys need some voice work with weird ass accents, I'm here to help. Thank you, Q.
Q was good.
Always,
Q.
always welcome. Neil, what's up? Katsu says, "Hell yeah, absolute stellar work, everyone."
I was very impressed with everyone.
It came together really, really well. And what's funny is like people like myself and Luis and Mariano and Andre, we've seen this thing every day for months and months and months, and to where it was like it wasn't really that exciting for us anymore because we're just like, okay, we've seen this. But for everybody seeing it the first time, we didn't take that into consideration. We're just like, people are gonna like it. Some people are gonna like nitpick it to hell and whatever. And we weren't really thinking that we were gonna have the reception that we got, which I'm personally very, surprised in the most pleasant way. So very, very awesome. And thank you everyone who took the time out to comment on the video. I've been looking through all the comments. I've been liking all the comments. It's really awesome. Like I said, we've raised $728 for AFSP so far, and guys, don't stop. Share it, because the thing is that we would love to get out of the Snyder Sphere bubble a little bit and just kind of spread out to maybe new fans of Zack Snyder's Justice League, or just fans of DC that aren't really aware of what this is or whatever, and just it would be really, really cool if we could sort of branch out and go viral somehow. We were trending on Twitter today, which is awesome. I've never been a part of anything that's that I've created that has trended, so that's really neat. But yeah, so guys, for Anthony, we'll go with Anthony. What were your thoughts watching it this morning? Did you watch it this morning?
Yeah, I watched it at work. Yeah. I mean,
so you got paid. So you're the only one, I guess, on the panel that got paid for the
because he got paid to watch it. He was at work.
When my next check comes, I'll look at the pay stub, and I don't think I'm going to see Project Justice League on there.
You're welcome.
Well, what we did was when it came to the timing of its release, we wanted to do it so that the majority of the cast was at work, so it felt like they were getting paid to watch it. So
yeah,
that was the strategy. Ohio Dave at work.
He said, he did. Yeah.
Thank you. What's up, South Cali?
Nobody got paid.
Can't wait for part 2. Neither can we. But yeah, so what were your initial thoughts?
That was good, man. It was good. I mean, it
was good. It was fire. Got it.
Damn it. Never good enough for him.
He's never good enough. I can't impress Anthony for shit.
Yeah, you see what I was trying to do?
Question for Scott Fowler. How was Scott Fowler on set? He was really good. He did wear that tinfoil hat a lot. And he was one of those method actors where we couldn't break him out of character. Scott Fowler. Oh, there it is.
He's like, I will be the Riddler.
Yeah. And you know what? He was. It came true. He got to be the Riddler. For real.
In the grand scheme of things, he was actually one of the very first that I reached out to in order to when I was first casting all the characters. He was probably one of the first 4 that I reached out to. I thought it would just be amazing. Oh, she's on the phone. I thought it'd be amazing if get someone like Scott who has been petitioning and campaigning to be the Riddler and all this, and I thought, you know what? If this is a fan project, why not have Scott Fowler be the Riddler? I mean, it just makes sense at this point.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. And of course, the moment I asked him to do it, he was like, "Yeah." I mean, look, I'll say this about Scott. Throughout this entire process, Scott Fowler has been probably the most gung-ho member
Oh yeah.
of this crew, of this cast, since like
I
the
think
moment
he
said
dwarfs Andre as far as like
Yeah.
promoting it on Twitter.
Yeah. I pale in comparison.
I think he
Pale
was
in
the one that
comparison.
was like, "Yo, Project Justice League, let's go." And the funny part of it was, and just sort of an internal joke, funny for us, is that in the in the middle of it in Project Justice League, the Riddler offs himself.
Yeah.
And,
The Riddler,
and
he dies.
he gets shot, he shoots himself, and the blood comes up on the screen. He's like, because he had asked us about how big was his part in part 2. And we're like, oh, I'm sorry,
Oh.
buddy.
Yeah.
You're already dead.
It's like, is he in part 2? I was like, nah, he dies in part 1, man. I'm sorry.
But an amazing job. An amazing
Yeah,
Me
he
too.
job.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah, exactly. She died too.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, hey. She died. She died. Is that a spoiler alert? Spoiler alert.
Listen, here's Ill
What's up,
Life.
Ill Life?
He's the one who did all the audio and audio mixing for the project.
Mhm.
Did a wonderful job.
Awesome.
Meg watched that work
Yeah,
as well, so we made sure that Meg was on. She was getting paid while she was
Yeah.
watching it
Definitely.
by a third party.
Guys, so far we have over 8,000 views, which is
Awesome.
amazing for us. You know, we don't really have a lot of stuff that has high views, but it is like a 8.3K, and that's awesome. That is,
Yeah,
that is
I mean,
awesome.
guys,
We got
share it. You know,
1.4K
let everybody know it's
likes.
out there. I
That's
mean,
nice.
the more the merrier. I mean, the idea too is that, you know, obviously, number one goal is that we want to raise money for AFSP because it's a wonderful foundation and it's a great cause. But at the same time, you know, we want to get this out there so that
Mm-hmm.
everyone out there, including everyone who's a huge DC fan, Snyder fan,
Yeah.
comic movie fan, the normies, everyone that we possibly get this into on their phones, on their screens, just to say, hey, look, this is something that was happening at one point. It's pretty
Mhm.
awesome. We put it together.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing: at the end of the day, Zack has new storyboards. He said it himself, and we
Yeah.
don't know what that story consists of. But here's one story that he worked on with, you know, with Jim Lee, with Jeff Johns, and this was the initial pitch to WB on building a DC cinematic universe. So that's why I thought it was so cool. Hey, let's bring it to life. Let's let the fans watch this as if it was like a movie, and just really kind of just capture.
Yeah,
that
well,
whole
you know,
universe.
it's
and, you know, we
it's
did everything we
not
could.
just a table read. It's more of an experience. But let me bring in another guy that we have in the background. One one who we were talking about just a minute ago, and let's get his thoughts on the project. Mr. Scott Fowler, what's up, man? I see you shaved your beard. You had
Did somebody call my name?
What's up, man? How's it going?
What
Hi.
up?
What's going on?
So,
What's up, man?
So, what were your thoughts from watching it today and hearing your performance with the audio, with the music, with the visuals on the screen? Yeah, just what are your collective thoughts, man?
Yeah, I watched it. I actually waited all day to watch it with my fiance. So we
Oh wow!
Nice.
watched it over a little dinner time, you know, and had a little powwow with it. It's good stuff, man. You guys did an amazing job. It's stellar. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was definitely a passion project. It was definitely something that, you know, it of course, you know, didn't set out to, you know, get clout or money or anything like that. It was just something that we're like, hey, they put it out there and then they took it back, you know, and they cut the experience short, so not everybody got to experience or see or even know about the storyboards at all.
Yeah.
So we're like, that's a shame. You know, what can we do to highlight it, illustrate it, and hopefully it's enough buzz to say, hey, you know what, this is what you missed out on, man. You know, this is what could have been, not completely. You know, stories change and evolve and grow, and you know, and new ideas come in that you know, maybe, you know, topple over old ideas or whatever. But for the most part, it shows you that they had at least an outline, a path, something a little bit more than just, you know, an idea.
no doubt.
Well, and look, I think big picture. I mean, like, in a perfect world, I would love for this to gain so much traction that WB has to take notice of it. With the WB up front only like 10 days away, We wanted to make sure. I mean, I wanted to make sure, in particular, that we got this out before WB up front, because that's when they're going to make all their announcements or talk about what their plans are, whatever. Yeah. So I just thought, you know what, if there's ever a time to get this out, it would be now. And I mean, look, I'm not counting on it, but if this thing were to reach, if it were to get so big that even they paid attention to it, that would be amazing. Now, is it going to happen?
Absolutely amazing.
Probably not, but who knows? But at the same time, the number one goal of all this is to raise money for AFSP, and so far we've raised over $700 just based on
that's
what's up?
I mean, this is all just a fan film that we put together. And it was a lot of fun. And you know, I said it earlier too, but you know, Scott has been probably the biggest promoter, cheerleader, just enthusiastic person of this entire cast. So Scott, I did want to say thank you for being that way and for never giving up on this idea. Because I mean, I knew, you know, going into it, I was telling the guys that, you know, you were probably one of the first like 3 or 4 that I asked to play a role. And you know, when it came to asking our friends, I mean, I knew I was going to ask Anthony, I knew I was going to ask Ryan. But I was like, okay, when it came to certain characters, I was like, to me, it only makes sense to ask Scott to do the Riddler. I mean, how can you not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, there's no other way around it. So, and so, like I said, I want to say, you know, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for just being so supportive of this whole project.
Yeah, man, you guys had me sitting on that a long time.
I know.
Waiting on NDA to come across, man. Like, all right, when's he gonna email me an NDA?
The most powerful NDAs are the ones that aren't even on paper.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of love here in the chat. I'm seeing, you know, Scott's, you know, dope ass Riddler. Got to give Scott credit for keeping the excitement contained in time, or time and secret too. Yeah, I mean,
I had guys sending me how to pronounce his last name, Arianaga or something like that, Ariagan.
Yes.
You know, with me,
Chris Ariagata.
Ariagata.
I told him I would.
It's funny because I mean, the piece that he put together was, you know, it was a black and white image.
Let me share it real quick.
And
just the one we're talking about here. And let me see, share screen. Here we go. And here we go. Okay, so this is the one we're talking about here. So yeah, I mean, Chris drew it. Let me. Oh wait, no, I didn't have that one. So anyway,
you have the original or no?
I think.
I'll get it
I think. Oh God, let me have.
Well, go ahead and talk about it.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I know. Chris had drawn a black and white sketch of this, and it had a lot more detail, and I'd take out some of it because it was what he, you know, had done. His type of shading didn't match the rest of the shading that was in the project. So what I had to do was I had to go back over it a little bit and give some TLC, add some more to the body, to the shirt, to the arm, and then I colored this myself. Usually for the project, we had Mariano color it because he's a great, fantastic colorist. I added Batman, as you can see, he can go away, and he's back, and I added the background. If you want to look inside, that's inside.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. That's inside the cabin.
I never saw inside of this.
Never saw inside of it, but yeah, I placed it around. I wanted to make sure that we had the the fireplace where you could view it. Luis came in, had the fireplace working behind the Riddler, and the animation was fantastic. It was great, and so very, very. Oh, there you go. Here, I'll add this. There's the original from Chris. So what I did was I cut him out, and then I just drew the rest of his, like I said, his arm and his shirt and all that, so that we could, you know, have him in there and have him in the scene, and added some extra details and colored it. And I think it turned out really well. So I'm very pleased with that, and it's, you know, I'm glad to have contributed to this because it was a great piece of artwork done by Chris, and very close, very similar to Scott's likeness, which is very good. So
Yeah, no,
kudos
he
to
nailed it.
he
I
nailed
mean,
it.
early
he did.
on when we were assembling all the shots, I told Ryan, I said, well, hey, look, I go, Chris did a drawing of Scott as the Riddler, and I think that's the one we have to use. And he was like, yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
And so I asked Chris, I said, hey, look, man, I was like, is it possible that I can use the image that you drew? Obviously, yes, I'm going to credit you like hell for it, but can I use that image? And he was like, yeah, hell yeah, go for it. Like, let's go,
Yeah.
And so right away, we were able to use that, and it turned into a really good scene. In fact, when I watched this earlier today with my wife, this was a scene where she was like, when it got to this scene, she was like, wow, that's really cool. She got really like, it kind of like engaged into the story when we got to the scene.
The lightning background was awesome.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that was
Yes.
really
Yeah.
good stuff, man. Thanks,
I
thanks for making use.
This has no sound, but like you can see the lightning in the background with Batman. And then when it shows Scott, it has come on, Batman, get out of the way. You see all the rain and then the effects on the lens.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know how he does it, man. The fire in the background. He did all that. Luis
really brought it to
Luis
life.
Vega
And it was
completely brought it to life.
Yeah.
And it was such an amazing shot. And and full transparency, that shadow of Batman wasn't originally there. We added that later on because we said, you know what? Hey, wait a minute. If he's talking to somebody, you need to kind of see him there, or like
you
I think
need
at
to have
first
that
we
back
said-
and forth, and we didn't really have that, and
Well, and I think at first we said, oh, let's just do like put Batman's shoulder there, and then we're like, no, let's do a shadow, yeah. And then it just kind of unfolded from there, and so it turned out really good. Though I really love how it came out.
The shadow looks good.
Yeah.
oh, thank you.
You got the fine-tuned details too with the batarang there shining off my.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
I pulled
On,
up
man.
some images of the prop, right? I pulled up some images of the prop, and I can zoom in a little bit more. And I really got pretty detailed with that, and I got some of the highlight
And then-
on the top of it. Oh, here, no, here.
Yeah. So
There.
Luis was-
You can see a lot of the detail work on here. And then this is sort of the shading. I kind of left that there, the shading on the thumb right here. So, but yeah, and then I added sort of like a glare just to make it sort of a little bit more interesting to look at. And then, like he was saying, when Luis came and added all the effects to it, made it shine even more. Yeah, I mean, it really worked. It helped make it pop. So, I think it really does well for the scene.
I would agree. No, it came out really, really good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm talking.
So next up would be Allie's death scene, and she died.
I was like,
So this is the original that I drew before it got colored in. I have the colored rendition of it, but for this purpose, I'm just going to leave it as is. So I drew her, and as you can see here, she's holding her arm here. And for what reason is she holding her arm? Well, in this version, she's preggers.
Yeah, she's pregnant, yes.
okay. Yeah.
And so a difficult task was given to me by Andre. He said, I really when Darkseid, kills Lois, I need her to disintegrate, and I need her to, I need to see the bones. And I'd already finished drawing this. Hey, what's up, Il?
Yeah,
you
don't
have to bring me right in. You could have finished what you were doing.
Oh, you're
fine,
good. You're
fine.
good. And so I already drew this, and it was done. Not
Like a
this.
full
I didn't draw it.
I'm getting used to a new camera angle. I moved the whole studio around here.
So he was like, yeah, hey, can you draw a skeleton? And so I had to line up the skeleton with her body, which is not, it's not the best thing. So there's the skeleton
Look at that.
without the body. And then not only did I do that, but I also colored it in, and I gave it some shadows and because I didn't know how it was going to be used.
Well, yeah, like the greatest thing about this is that he colored in the skeleton. You can see a little better right there. You can see all the shading and all that. And then when you actually see the scene how it came out, let me see. There's him going, "Oh no,
oh no!"
Yeah,
gumdrop buttons.
Yeah, and then when she actually gets shot, which if you ever get there, he gets her just not in time, and she gets turned. It's all black.
And as you can see here,
It's so incredible.
you can't see any of the
You can't see any of the
colors.
shade.
Oh, God,
But it looks fire. That looks awesome.
Yeah, it does.
And so I was like, okay, that's fine.
Straight cooked our geeks off, bro.
Because on my end, I'm sitting here with all audio for the last year and a half or however long it's been that we've been working on it. You know what I mean? This is the first time when this came out. This is the first time I'm really getting to watch the visuals all properly matched to the audio and everything. You know, and it's amazing. It's incredible.
And so here's a drawing again of Superman, and Darkseid's holding his shoulder, much like in the Zack Snyder's Justice League movie, much like in I think the storyboard as well. But we have that, and so I turned this in, and then of course Mariano took over and did this.
Yeah,
and he colored it in. Again, fantastic job. As you can see around the eyes, he's how the underneath the skin, you've got some of that heat vision coming from the I guess the veins. So really cool, man. Really great work. And if you watch the video, you can kind of see that Darkseid's arm is slowly going down and resting on.
Just show it right there.
Very, very, very subtle. Very subtle.
But that's the same image you're looking at when you see this one here. That's the end product of it was this right here. And you can see there's still actually more of his arm. Look at that big ass bicep right there. But we framed it.
He works out.
Yeah, he must work out. Yeah. And so it came out really good. Yeah. This was one of the shots that when it was done, we were like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty dope.
Yes.
Okay. So this right here, I don't have pulled up, but you can pull it up. I guess you can pull it up on there where you are, Andre. But yeah, so we thought, okay, where does if Superman's gonna laser beam or laser eye or heat vision Lex, where is he most vulnerable? In the head.
In the head. Shoot him in the head.
In the head. So we were like, we asked Luis, hey, can you just singe his head? And yes, that's what we did. Yeah, and we took it a step further, where we showed the backside of him and he drops. There you go.
So there's him soaring up. Even this shot took a while too, and then his eyes lit up, and then I was like, aim for the head.
Boom. Yeah. And he's sitting there cooking.
Yeah. And then so this was okay. So funny thing about it was so we had this shot, right?
Yeah.
And we had him lighten him up, and we were like, man, this is amazing. And once Luis put in the heat vision effect, we were like, holy crap, this is crazy, like, wow, this is coming together really well.
Yeah.
Look at the little stool in the background, poor chair. Anyway, but so we were like, okay, so again, just to be honest with everybody, this is where we kind of had a hiccup, because we said, okay, this is a fire shot, and then after this scene, what happens? And then we're like, oh, I don't know. And so then originally I had the shot of Darkseid putting his hand on the shoulder, and that was going to be the transition shot to the 5 years later nightmare scene. But then we were like, wait a minute, well, how did he get from up in the air to down the ground where he's put his hand on his shoulder all of a sudden? We were like, well, I mean, I guess it'll just kind of go without being, it goes without saying, like, yeah, now he's there.
You're like, let's just show Lex's body falling instead, right?
and that was in that shot was not this shot here, but the other shot where he's falling. That was all me. I was like, yo, I've got an idea.
Yes.
And yeah, so we used that other shot. If you can scroll ahead to where that happens.
So he lasers them again. The same shot, and then there
so
it
this
is
shot
right there.
here, I was like, okay, I'll draw the back of Lex, and then have Luis just have him drop dead, and then you have those two in the background, just like, yo,
Yeah, that's
this
badass,
is
man.
Fire.
yeah. So I was very, very pleased with how that turned out, because I was just like, I just want to see him sort of in the shadow. I want to see the S on his shield, and I want to see both of their eyes lighting up on the same screen at this, during the same, same scene.
And
we
this
have
would-
we have a comment here which I want to address real quick from Megaduce. I got here late. Dude, it doesn't matter. We're just talking. We're having a good time. Maybe you guys addressed it already. Are you going to take donations or a Kickstarter for part 2? We are not taking any money. We are working on part 2. We've been working on part 2 since last year. And if you want, you can donate. There's a donate button on the YouTube channel where you can donate to AFSP, which is who we are
supporting.
Yes. And before Andre says anything else, I do have to address that. Hey, thank you so much, Scott, for showing up. But I do see that you have to take off, man. But
all right, Scott.
Thanks again, man. You did a fantastic job. We're just thank you for being a part of it.
Riddler.
Go solve the last riddle.
He saw it, and he didn't tell anyone what the answer was.
He's like, figure it out.
He's like, figure it out.
No more.
Took it to the grave, man.
But Scott, I know you got to go, but I mean, honestly, the 2 stand-up performances were you and the actor that we had do
For Alfred.
For Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor was
he was very
fantastic.
Very good.
We've got a lot of comments about the individual that played.
I couldn't tell the difference.
He's
nice guy. Like, wait a second, did you all get what's going on?
Yeah.
No, he did a great job. Just a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal cosmic power. So yes, you guys did a fantastic job. You guys were the standouts for the project for part 1. And even though you're not in part 2, you are still a part of the team going into part 2.
Yes, definitely.
No resurrection of the Riddler, huh?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, to be honest with you,
from beyond
part 2. Well, the Flash goes back and he changes. You know what though? He does change the future, but it happens after the Riddler dies. So yeah,
I mean, to be fair, it's a big part, and there's people in part 2 that had no part in part 1.
There are people in part 2.
You had a huge part in the whole thing. If it was all one, just letting you know, buddy.
Well, I think what we're gonna do is I think after part 2 is released and everybody's been able to digest it, I think we're gonna go back and maybe refine it and just release it as one after, just for fun, just to have something solid. We wanted to release part 1 because we were. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said on Blu-ray and 4K DVD.
No, we wanted to release part 1 now because we had it finished and we did not want to get to a point where it was either obsolete or it was, something happened in somebody's life that, couldn't be reversed or whatever. So we're like, hey man, let's just release part 1. And so it's a 2-parter. And if you saw it at the very end, there's a character that comes in and it's anybody's guess who that is.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find it real quick and then we can show that.
Well, it worked out well, guys. Great job, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you, Scott.
Bye, Scott.
All right, man. Later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anybody has any guess as to who or what that is at the very end of part 1, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. We got guys, and don't forget to smash that like button and retweet that this is out, because we've had 8.5K views of the project, and I'm sure that somebody would like to hear from Andre, our director, our fearless leader, and oh my God,
what
we've raised over $1,000.
No way,
Ooh.
It's
Nice.
$1,000. It's $1,028.
dude. That's
Oh my god!
Awesome.
Thank you
Awesome,
so much.
Riddler.
yes.
Yes.
That's worth more than
Fire,
any of the
dude.
views. I was looking at the views and I looked up and I was like, "Oh, what?"
No way. Hold on. Let
So
me see. I had
that's
something
amazing,
queued
guys.
up here,
Thank you so
but-
much. Whoever's doing that, that's awesome. That is so awesome.
Wow, that's amazing.
I didn't know you could update without me refreshing.
I know. I thought we had.
I was
refresh
like,
the whole
I looked
time.
over. I was like, I remember being 700.
Yeah, I kept
Like-
refreshing it. Like, oh man, let me see. Hold on.
But yeah, good job. That's awesome. I agree.
Thank you, Caden. Yeah,
let
at
me,
1,028.
Yes, $1,028. That's so awesome. I don't know who did that, but that is fantastic. It's also anonymous, so we can't seek you guys out.
So here's that shot he was talking about. If you wait until the very end, after the credits, after all the additional artwork that we collected from everybody and wanted to show everyone, hey, there's so many other artists in this this fandom that are so talented. We wanted to also give the fans like, hey, look, there's also a little bit more coming, and this was the shot right here. Let's go. And you can see a ship flying past the moon towards Earth. And then that's when it tells you that there's part 2 is coming out.
Part 2 is coming out. And we can't tell you when it's coming out, but it is definitely coming out. And that other shot, this was my drawing of Superman. I'm just going to zoom that in a little bit.
That
we
shot
wanted
gave
to
me
see-
chills, like the whole thing.
Thank you. No, I wanted to show fear in his face because he's flying as fast as he can to get to Lois as fast as he believes is possible. And so I wanted to demonstrate that, show that. So two things. This was my sketch. This is how I sketched it out first, and then I went back and over this one and refined it, and then that's what I gave over to Mariano for coloring, and then of course for final render for Vega. So awesome work,
And
The facial expression went perfect with the screams too. Like that's when I seen that,
and
I was like, yes, it's awesome. Like
it works good because the face, it almost, you almost know by the look on his face that he knows that he's probably not going to make it. He's uncertain.
Yeah, I'm
if
sure
gonna be
he's
able
in
to get
yes,
there.
vision mode
uncertainty
and
there,
everything
yeah.
on his way there. You know,
Yeah,
like,
well,
super
and
speed, like-
you figure he flew from the location of the anti-life equation, which after a ton of research,
Dark Side skipped over, using the boom tube, and Cal had to fly all the way over.
he flew from the
to
Middle
there.
East essentially, because I mean
Yeah.
it's right where Three Rivers connect, in the Persian Gulf, and that's where he flew from. So he had to like haul ass to get over there. And what's great too about this shot too is that like you can kind of see it back here, but these are like the bay doors that like in BVS when Batman comes back into the Batcave, you see the doors like move
If you
and they
use
open up.
use the greater than, less than arrows on your keyboard, I think you should be able to.
See, I was
follow
trying to
through.
do that, but it's not letting me do it. Hold on. There we go. I had to click on it. So you can see here. Oh, okay. I guess I can't hold it down. So I've been a bust through, but like you can kind of see it right there. You can see the doors behind him. So here's one door right here. And here's another door.
Yeah.
So we're able to take that frame and use that as like that's his entry point. So like he flew down, through the tunnel, through the bay door.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it just
We would
was
think
not
that
fast
the
enough.
doors would have been the weakest part or most efficient way of getting into the Batcave.
Well, and plus it's like if originally I was gonna have him like the plan is that I wanted him to come flying through like just through the ceiling and landing.
Yeah.
But it's like then he has to go through dirt and that could cause a cave in, and so I figured if he's gonna fly anywhere,
We used a lot of logic.
yes,
in
it
our
definitely
work.
makes sense.
but,
Yeah,
but like
I
like
agree, yeah.
but at the same time, like with the whole bay doors, it's like I knew that shot was there, and so I was like, well, it makes sense to have him bust through that. It's like and of course he doesn't get there in time. This was actually, it's funny because this whole scene, this shot you're seeing right here, of him using the Omega beams to kill Lois. This was actually the first full scene that we finished. Not the scene of Superman, but this scene of Darkseid showing up, boom tube closing, and then him using the Omega beams. That was the very first scene that we finished, and we were like, when we finished this, we thought, hey, this, like, we could do this. Like, this is really cool. And this is what really sparked our imaginations to keep going. And then we ended up doing this to her, putting the skeleton there, and then we added him.
I mean, something with that last shot, the Omega beam shot, something that ambitious. We were like, yo, the sky's the limit almost. There were a lot of things where we asked Vega, hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? And he'd tell us no. And then he'd come back and tell us, okay, I figured out how to do it. And we're like, okay, well then let's go.
I had a couple moments like that with Andre last week.
Yeah, exactly. Like he'd be like, "What are we talking about?" Oh, I figured it out. Like, okay, good.
Yeah, and by the way, guys, if y'all haven't noticed or aren't aware, Ill Life is he created a lot of the Foley. He did all the Foley. Sorry, all the Foley. And the mixing, and he's the reason why everyone sounds so good. So you know, thanks so much to Ill Life. And I think he did it on a time crunch, from what I heard. Had a lot of things going on. Yeah,
second time on a time crunch. And you know, Ill Life had a lot of things going on in his personal life, and so he had to step away for a little while. And so, you know, we had to sort of keep going. And then when he was in a much better position to contribute and to, you know, be a part of it, you know, as soon as we could, we were like, dude, let's send him. I told Ryan, I was like, dude, I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna send him everything, and I'm gonna see if he can master it. And he didn't let anybody down. He totally came through. I mean, you can hear it. It sounds amazing.
It sounds theatrical, you know, from in my opinion.
Yes.
That's great. You know, I mean, look, just like, okay, think back to the future, right? If they hadn't had Alvin Silverstreet's score, it would have just been a B movie. But the same thing with Star Wars. If they hadn't had John Williams, it just would have been an okay movie. You have to have something in there that just like that makes it feel more theatrical or cinematic or
well, the version too, the version that, well, Andre was saying that you guys for the audio book or whatever, and the ill cut, you know, like there is a version that I've done the score for that I'm finishing the drums on now.
And guys, that's going to be a completely different experience.
Yes.
Yeah, like I actually did an original score. Like
it's audio only, so a lot. It's got a new score, and it's going to open up your imagination as you're listening to it, so you can get the visuals in your mind of how things are playing out or whatever. You know, with watching our visuals or whatever, it's kind of a cheat, you know, because we sort of say, hey, this is what it could look like.
I mean, you know, to be honest with you, I am gonna eventually re-release this with his music over the visuals as well, so it's its own unique, genuine cut. Yeah, the ill cut. Yeah. And then you are also going to get the ill cut.
You're going to get a license, and then you'll be licensed to ill.
Yeah.
Okay, relax.
So,
relax.
Right. You're also going to get that same.
My friend's been doing it since '98. It's nothing new.
No, but the ill cut is also going to be available on Spotify through the 4Nerds channel. And also, I mean, obviously, if you have your own, you can put it on there as well. But so that way you'll get the audio version of it as well. The theatrical, the one that we released already, that one is also on Spotify through our 4Nerds channel, so you can listen to it as an audiobook. So if you're driving in the car and you want to listen to it, you can do that. I mean, to be honest with you, the way that Ill Life mixed everything together, you can listen to it without seeing it and still follow the story and still feel the emotion and the impact of everything. It just it's still a stellar job. So
well, that's mostly how I wored on it. You know, like
because he didn't have visuals
when I was doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, guys. When he worked on it, he was blindfolded. So it was all he had to.
He was a gee.
He had to mute one of his senses, so he could only use 5. You know.
But I don't know. I gotta
He
feel out how
completely.
things go because I'm kind of thinking like maybe we should just finish the main part two
Thank you,
first,
thank you.
and then do mine after the whole thing's released.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that's
whichever,
just
yeah.
just because I feel like we might as well. Like, what's the point in
Yeah.
me releasing two separate halves too? You know, so
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll
No,
see
no,
how it goes. I'm gonna
no,
feel out
that
how the
totally makes
process
sense.
goes and all. Like,
So let me jump over to Allie. Allie, I don't know if we ever got this from you, but what was your initial thoughts of just sort of like as you were watching it,
Yeah.
listening to it? What are your thoughts about the audio work?
Oh, it sounds awesome. Yeah, it sounds great.
I gotta commend
I
you
was-
too, Allie, because like when
thank
I
you.
got that and I knew I had to swap the lowest parts out and all, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. She did really good. Like it helped having a good audio file to go off of. in the
And for
first
those
place and
of
a
you
good
guys
tape,
that
like-
don't know, Aquaman was voiced by none other than Ill Life.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought we were keeping that anonymous.
No,
Yeah.
we're not. We were, but I don't care. So we're not.
No, I don't care. Whatever.
Somebody called me out today.
I'm
so
a voice
like,
actor
okay,
too.
fine.
Yes.
By trade. Yeah, so Ill Life provided that. And then, guys, let's also welcome the gentleman who not only narrated the entire
Oh,
thing,
man.
but also
Hey,
provided the voice
hey.
for Superman and for Darkseid as well. So it was like a triple threat. Here is Geraldo Cortez. What's going on, man?
Hey, what up, G?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What up?
Fantastic,
Yeah.
dude. Fantastic work, man.
Oh,
and
thank you.
thank
and
you so
under
much.
pressure, as far as the time.
Well, yeah, kind of last minute.
It was.
voiced
I felt like
Superman.
crap. I was like, man, I'm so... Well, just read it.
No, I was like, yeah, no, Superman should be narrating.
Because I told Ryan, I was like, here's the thing: I was like, if I ask Geraldo, he's also narrating it, so I don't want people to think like, wait, so is Superman narrating this? But as it turns out, like the way the audio came through, he has a different pitch because
Yeah. No, it's mixed to sound different. So yeah.
But
perfect.
dude, your voice sounds incredible. Ill Life really brought it out, and
he did.
together
he
it
did.
was just
Yeah,
so
it-
good.
Dude, you're a professional in the first place, so it makes it easy.
Oh, likewise, my friend. You did a great job.
Well, thank you.
I mean,
You too, man.
we're in
Yeah.
the same line of work, so congrats, man. Really cool.
You too, man.
Hey,
Awesome.
Meg.
And Meg is also she's also in part 2. She's not in
Yeah.
part 1. She's in
Yeah.
part
Yeah,
2.
she is.
So we will hear her in the next feature,
Yeah,
as
her
well as
contributions will
Also, a
definitely
great
be heard.
performance.
yeah.
Yes, very, very good.
I mean, it always makes me want to draw another. Oh no, I can't say who she's.
Who?
Never mind. So we're good.
Meg?
Yeah.
There's your hint right there.
Hello,
Meg.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
she's
okay.
snitching on
All
herself.
right, so it's out. So she's Mara, and
she's our
and
Mara.
I have to say
Cool.
that I got to draw Mara a couple times, and yeah, just to highlight it, you know, I think that her character is going to be pretty standout in the next one. So I'm happy with how these things turned out, and I don't think we've shown her anything, have we?
What?
Of
Of Mara?
Mara.
Yeah,
You did. You did.
I
Okay.
did. Of course, I did. I showed
Well,
her
I don't
stuff.
have- okay.
I showed her stuff that we had already finished. That's later on, but
Okay,
the new
okay.
stuff that you've done, she's never seen it. Nobody has.
Okay.
Nobody's seen it.
Okay. Well, I'm
And it's
more.
gonna
I'm
stay
more
that
pleased
way.
with the new stuff that I made than the old stuff. So, because I mean, the thing about drawing is that you get, it's just like riding a bike or anything else that you've been doing. Is it, as long as you continue to keep, at it, it's just going to get better and better because you're flexing those muscles, over and over, and whatever, if it's sound mixing, if it's narration, if it's directing, drawing, doing whatever it is that you're doing, playing sports, you're always going to get better at it the more you do it. And exclusive, it'll be an exclusive. So, can I?
Well,
Can I
I
show
mean,
something?
well, initially, like he was saying, each drawing got better. When some of his first drawings were, you can tell it was like riding a bike. He had to kind of get used to it. So some of his early drawings weren't exactly the best.
Now that's Meg. Okay. So here she is. She's on her skateboard. We wanted to make it a little bit more playful. Or is that no? That's Green Lantern.
That's Green Lantern.
That's not Meg.
So when I got that, that's when I was like, okay, we're gonna have to kind of ramp up the detail here. Okay, yeah. I'm like, he's in a ship, not on a skateboard. Oh, got it.
I put something there, and this is completely up to you, man. You know, we have 15 people watching right now. If you want to show this one off,
go for it.
That's on you.
Go ahead.
All right. So here it is. So here, Meg. Here's your exclusive.
So yeah, there's a shot right there, and that's not animated. That's not
animated yet. No.
No, but it is animated already. But this one's not. This is just the
this is without Superman.
Her hands are gone. The flowers are still standing.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But yeah, so Superman is, and this is in the script. I didn't write this. But Superman is taking out Mara, and the blood splatter that was for me. I definitely wanted to show the brutality of Superman. So.
Evil suits. Hell yeah. You gotta have brutality with evil suits.
I think that's all I can show. I think that's all I can show. Wonder Meg, glad you liked it. There is more than that, but I can't, unfortunately, I can't show anymore.
It looks like he's saying, "Eat this, Mira."
I've actually shown her the animated version of that scene too. So
you did?
It's probably
okay.
Yeah. I don't know if she remembers or not. It was a while ago. Because I mean, to be honest, you know, we've been working on this stuff for so long that, like, you know, there's just been so many different images that they've put together and that we've mixed. Early rendition of Ryan's lantern, or the Green Lantern that Ryan drew.
Yeah. So this is that
was the early copy of the lantern.
That's old. That we don't want to see that. That's old. I'm very. I'm kidding. So anyway, so this is Black Manta, and Orm. And Aquaman, and as you can recall from the show, you know, there's blood in the water, and then of course no sharks, but yeah. So I mean, we wanted to show that if you guys recall, in Zack Snyder's Justice League, Orm is in the same position as Darkseid when he was killing Arthur underwater. And so we wanted to say this is an alternate reality, but the same thing kind of happens. This is this timeline's version of what happens, because and that's one of the things that, you know, you can tell that Zack changed, because it's no longer Orm and Black Manta doing this, it's Darkseid. So there's your difference right there, the different storyboard, you know. So, you know, that's just an illustration of what has already changed. And for Black Manta, if you noticed, I put him in his Aquaman 2 outfit. So that is what he's supposed to look like in the new Aquaman movie. We did that. I did that because I wanted to show that the time, as far as, like, you know, where he would be, what
Evolution.
he would look like, right? In if all of the movies were still connecting, and they were still, you know, doing, you know, going from solo film to ensemble film to solo film to ensemble film. This is just the natural progression. So Orm kind of has his an altered version of his outfit from Aquaman 1, because I have no idea what he looked like in Aquaman 2 except for some of the leaked photos, but I wanted to show that, and so very pleased with how this one turned out. And do you have it queued up?
Which one? The scene?
The scene, yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to do like two things at once here. Sorry. Yeah, now I do.
Okay, and let me put that one on there. So there it is. And there's the blood, and away we go.
Yeah, and so when it plays out, you see the build up, and then bam, and then he kind of shoots over the screen, which is really cool. And this was one of the
awesome transition. We thought that would be a fire transition to show, you know, the I beams just taking you to the next shot.
It won't let me see it again. I don't know where it's at.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
There it is.
And so this shot here, like he was saying, when we said, because originally we didn't have the shot, and I told Ryan, I said, I think what this thing needs is, at the end you have to see all 3 of those shots of the characters either dying or being
Justice
damaged.
League dying, yeah.
Yeah, and so he was like, I don't think we need that. I was like, yeah, you do.
I just didn't want to do any extra work.
Yeah, he was like, I already drew all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, well, I said, we can make this work. And so, what I told him was, I said, look, the way I want it to work out is I want Orm, stabbing Arthur with the trident in the same stance as Darkseid. Like Ryan was saying earlier, in this storyline, this is how these events played out.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to mirror what you saw in Zack's movie. And then I said, as everything pulls out, as the camera's zooming out from that shot, I want Black Manta to kind of come into the forefront, and then he just shoots the screen, and that's how we transition to the next shot.
Just to show that there is a threat. And it's not just aimed at Arthur only.
He's attacking everybody.
They're attacking everybody.
Yeah.
So we thought that would be really cool.
And so then
it was a really good transition with the eyes. I like that, how you did that with the eyes.
Yeah, we didn't have to really animate his head or anything like that, because we were like, hey, we can just animate the beams and make the beams make it look like, or give the impression of the head turning toward the camera.
Well, also too, it was another shot where we told Luis, I said, hey, this is what I want you to do, and he was like, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. Okay, cool. And then a few minutes later, he's like, okay, wait, I think I figured it out. Okay, cool. And then he figured it out. And so, there it is. And then actually, I changed it up a little bit, because originally, after it hits the screen, it's supposed to go right into the next shot of Captain Cold. Mm-hmm. But instead, I sort of moved some of the dialogue over so that when it goes to here, then it would say, Mara escapes with a cut across her face. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because you couldn't really hear that, because you have a sound effect like, kind of right over it. So it's like, well, I want to be able to hear it clearly. So I did tweak that a little bit. I'm sure Earl Life was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" but as a director, I have that right. So I was just like, "Yeah." I'm
no, well, you know what? I got to admit, because I know who you added the lines too. Who's the Captain Cold lines, and they sounded great. No, you mixed it in good, dude. I gotta give it to you. You did a good job on that, definitely.
And then, so the next shot, as Geraldo would be talking right now, I don't have the sound turned on for some reason. Hold on, let me do that really fast so we can actually experience it. Why don't you go ahead and shut the music off in the background, and then I'll just reshare. Let me see. And some people were like, "Oh, it's only 20 minutes long." I was like, "Well, this is not like this is not a 4-hour movie."
Yeah,
it's only 20 minutes long.
It's pretty decent length. I mean, it's not short.
Oh, thank you.
That's like a 4-issue motion comic.
Yeah. And even that shot I thought was really cool. Where the heck is my mouse at?
Anyway, so that shot right here, amazing work again. I was like, yes, we want it to look, cold. We want it to look like it's he's in pain. And they did a fire job. This was the original. And I drew them both together. Again, like this is Cyborg.
There's your narrator right there.
There's the narrator. Yeah.
What up, G?
And so this was me with the blue lines, just sort of. Here we go.
It's a really good Cyborg.
Thank you. So yeah, I drew the basic shapes of where I wanted him to be, and then I came back through and just kind of refined with Cyborg. I tried to not be so, if you can tell, so detailed. I left it as basic shapes that make up what he looks like. So I didn't go, like your brain is going to put everything together, and then I was like, you know what? And also Mariano is going to color this thing and make.
I mean, that's the same way DC Animation themselves pretty much bring them to life. It's
like the same thing with and actually, if you guys if you're just now joining, if you haven't seen this, I do have a stream where I am drawing Captain Cold, so you can kind of see what I went through and how I got to this. So there he is, just in the pencil
That'd have been
form.
cool if you would have had two guns.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been. But I was like, the gun is probably gonna, like in the like in this shot here. It's probably going to be something where he's going to have to hold that thing with two hands.
It's like 2 hands makes more sense. Yes,
yes. And it's not a small gun either. The size of a assault rifle, I guess.
But I wanted to make it look, unique and also high tech. And then also I wanted to pay homage to the way he looked, but also what he could look on the big screen. And we went a little bit more with the colors. We went a little bit more vibrant. Well, we did saturate or desaturate these a little bit. We started off with highly saturated images, and then went from there and drop it down and tried to make it look or mirror close to what Zack was doing with his color palette.
It's always better to oversaturate and then desaturate as opposed to try and desaturate right off the bat, and you're just like, oh,
yeah.
But this one here, it's funny because when we were having a meeting about this, and we were looking at the scene, when all of us were like, wow, yeah, this came out. This scene looks so good, dude. And Luis is like, I can already see a mistake that I made. Like, what? He's like, oh, the beam was he was telling us like something about the beam. We're like,
the beam was behind the gun.
Yeah, the beam is behind the gun. I was like, up.
And then so I was like, but if you put the beam in front of the gun, then you're not going to see the nozzle, and it's not going to look like it's coming out of it. It's just going to be this big blob of white and blue.
It's like,
so I was like, no, dude, leave it as this, because it makes it look like it's transparent, see-through or whatever. And yeah, I mean, and the person who voiced Cyborg, because we're unveiling things like this, is none other than Ohio Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
And the person that voiced Captain Cold is none other than my son Matt. So they both did fantastic jobs with what they were doing.
Yes, they did, and I was able to get, because Dave has a line at Cyborg earlier when he asks when Cyborg asks Alfred a question. And then, I was like, dude, I want to make sure he gets at least something else. And so the sounds you hear here, of him going, that's all Dave. So I was able to get that back in there. And
what we did was we snuck a microphone in in his laboratory, and he was constipated. So we got
that's
he's like, I was like, yeah. Like, that's the take. That's
okay, so
Dave did a great job. Dave
did a great job, and so this is the shot right here of him blowing him apart, and so he's like, "Yeah, got you,
got you."
And then this obviously, yeah, it transitions into this shot right here, which came out really good. But at the end, we jumped ahead to 5 years, and this is probably the only time where I actually had the text scrolling up the screen. And so some of the things, some of the feedback we got was that they wanted to see more of the text on the screen.
Yeah.
So I could try doing that as we move forward, but with this one, I kind of wanted to have it scroll up because you can see the background. You can see how everything's just this post-apocalyptic world.
We wanted it to be very reminiscent of Star Wars as well, with the scrolling text.
That's it.
Rebels.
It looked good with this image.
Yeah,
I think it well.
Yeah,
I liked it. It was a good.
And then, of course, you have the Nightmare team. Not all of them, but some of them. And I really wanted to show off Cyborg. I really wanted to show off the Future Flash. And then I wanted to throw Joe Manganiello in there. Just throw him a bone and say, hey, you know what? We'd love to see, Deathstroke again, and he did a fire job. So I was like, there you go. He's there. He's in this. So it's just an Easter egg. He doesn't have any lines, of course, but just something to see.
Just kind of pay homage to his character.
Homage.
His character's badass. And then And obviously you see the Flash in his nightmare suit, which you'll see a
Yeah.
lot more of that in part 2. Same with Batman in his nightmare suit.
Yeah.
And you see that Cyborg is still blown in half from his
Run-in with Captain Cold.
Exactly. And it's funny because, what is it? I forgot how many years ago it was, but when they had the Snyder Con and Zack started talking about, the Justice League Part 2, he was like, he was talking about a scene where Batman was talking to Cyborg about when he should jump back in time and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, because, Cyborg would just be like half a cyborg because of whatever happened to him, which I can't say. So
right.
we know now that the original idea was that Captain Cold was the one who was going to blow him in half.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of like how he ended up like that.
And as you can see here, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but one of his little arms, because he has 4 arms. So I was like, let me put one of his little arms there, like it survived. So,
it's hanging on right now. It's like,
just grabbing onto Flash's leg. It's like, keep me up.
Don't drop me.
Don't drop
you dropped me 6 times already.
So Geraldo, what were your first impressions of after seeing this debut today?
Oh man, it was how can I put it? It was really kind of unexpected because in a positive sense, because so many reactions and it trended and I mean the work speaks for itself really. I mean it's really so good.
Yeah,
everyone did such a great job and you really get immersed into the story and you're like, damn, I wish I could this would actually come to fruition and as a live action project, but we're happy with what we have and I had a great time. I mean, when Andre hit me up, he said, "Yeah, we need you to play Superman." I said, "This is my dream." So
the narration was one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was.
What was that?
Yes.
The narration
was one of my favorite things about it.
I seen one of the comments on YouTube.
so
One of the
much,
first
Alex.
comments was like,
Really sweet.
"Oh, you guys went and got a real narrator! Wow!"
I honestly
I saw that one too. I like it.
Hey, yo, hold up. We did get a real narrator, and his name is Geraldo. Yo, to make no mistake about it, the G is fire with the narration.
Fire.
Let's not make any mistake about it.
Oh man.
Yeah, and one of the things we wanted to do too was that especially with Geraldo, I didn't really approach him to do the whole thing until we had almost the entire thing done. So he got to really see like, whoa, wow, this is
right.
Kind of get a scope of what we're trying to accomplish. And so he did a fabulous job. I couldn't be any happier to have him be a part of this. He's already done recordings for part 2 already.
Yes,
so
I mean, part 2, guys. Part 2 is going to be a lot more exciting than part 1. Part 1 was just the
I don't know. Part 1 was pretty freaking amazing.
Yeah, part 2 is balls to the wall, though, dude.
I'm more a fan of part 2. For obvious reasons, but I'm more a fan of part 2.
Yeah, I mean, the way it all came together, it was really, really special. The way this came together, and I couldn't be any more happier just to see the reaction from everybody, just being so positive and being so like we've got over let me see where we're at now.
Oh, we're at 9K views.
9K views, but
and out of the 9K, 1.5K liked it.
Well, more important than that, it's $1,048 of money going to AFSP.
That is the most important thing.
Yes,
exactly.
That is the most important thing. That's the cherry right there, man. I to be honest with you, I guess I set my expectations low, but I didn't know that we were gonna go over $1,000 in raising something for just this project. I thought, hey, this is just gonna be something that handful of people are gonna see, and maybe we'll go quietly into the night or whatever. But I'm pleasantly surprised. And completely grateful for you guys, man. Completely grateful for everyone. I have seen nothing but positive reactions, support. Really, no negativity at all. To be honest with you, and that's surprising. Because we live in an age of like Twitters and people that want to create false accounts or something like that or whatever. But really, I haven't seen that. So I'm floored by that, and that's really awesome because I mean, I don't want to say that I'm pessimistic or I look for the negatives, but
hey, we're Snyder fans. I mean.
Yeah, hey, I always look at something skeptical, and it's always I always set my expectations low, and I guess I did that here, and they've gone beyond what I could have thought of. So thanks again for everybody who's donated, everybody who's watched it, everybody's commented, taking time out to comment. That's even awesome. Just reading this stuff really is encouraging as we're gonna close on part 2. And get that ready for everybody. And hopefully we're not working to the last minute on that.
We will be.
Andre.
Most likely. Most likely.
But I also wanted to share this here. This is Batman. And again, it's awesome. He doesn't have to have the cape or we don't even have to have Batman. And there's the Bat Cave. As you can see in the background, the BVS suit, the Bat computer and all that. I mean, really the attention to having all this, here to making the scene is awesome. Some of these things we found images online and we doctored them and we took some things from here and there and for the backgrounds. So it's that's really cool. I mean, just and we're a small team, guys. We're a very small.
There's 4
team.
of us.
There's 4 of us that have been working on putting the visuals together, and then Ill Life is working on the Foley and the
5 of us. I'm sorry, Ill Life. God.
Yeah. Okay, 4 of us working on the visuals
behind the scenes, man.
Actually, 3 of us working on the visuals. Andre's there to direct us and tell us what he wants, and we're there to tell him no.
Yeah. It can't be done. Oh, I can do it now. Okay, let's go. That's been the story of the project. Is can you do this? No, we can't do that. Okay. Can you do this? Yeah. I figured it out. We can do it. Okay, let's go. Let's move on.
That's true with all 3 of us. That's true with all 3 of us.
And then, real quick, I just wanted to share this. So I had a whole different image, but Ryan was hell bent on getting this to be the thumbnail that he made himself.
Oh, hell yes.
And so you see it in the background as well, but this is the thumbnail for Project Justice League Part 1. And it came out really good.
Yeah, I when I drew this, I was like, man, I spent a lot of time on this image here because it was just so much going on with Wonder Woman. Yeah. And this was really a testament to Liz Wonder. And shouts out to Liz Wonder because I went to her page, her Instagram, and I looked at all the images that she took when she made this outfit for herself and all that. And yeah, so I mean, so Liz Wonder, it did make it into the project, and so I have to say, hey, shout out to her because she helped me realize this because I wouldn't have come up with this. I probably would have come up with something a little bit different. But this was really, I mean, this was great, and this was an image that I took from the actual storyboard, the Jim Lee storyboard that was on there of her, running through Superman in the chest. And I know Liz also took a photo like that with somebody dressed as Superman. So I was like, this has to be in the project. And I spent a crap ton of time on doing that. So much to the point where I drew the sword with the wrist, the forearm, and the bicep with connecting to the shoulder and the body, all different pieces, so that he could move her arm into his chest. And you can kind of see it. It's very, very, very subtle, very slow. But I did that because I was like, dude, I want to see. In my mind, I wanted to see a lot more motion. I want to see, just like all the way up and then like, oh wow. But the way he did it, it works. And this was one of those shots where he was like, I don't think I can do it. And then he came back. Okay, here I did it. And then
yeah, almost every shot.
I know. But yeah, no, I thought this was such a fire shot that I was like, this has to be the thumbnail. Like
he kept saying it too. Well, that's gonna be the thumbnail. I'm like, "Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And then when it came down to it, he was like, I was like, dude,
I could see the steel book now. Like,
yeah. Well, I told him, I said, look, if you want it to be the thumbnail, then make me a thumbnail with that image. Fine. And then he did it.
Yeah. I said I already have it ready. So
I was waiting for you to ask.
There it is. And then and this actually went through some alterations. I think this is the third iteration.
This is the third attempt at Batfleck banging on the glass. We had one that was completely different, and then we had another one that I didn't like the way it turned out, and I had to go back and fix some of the problems that I had with it. So I was very and thank you so much, Vega, for reanimating it all 3 times. Because
I know, poor guy, he was just like, oh my gosh. That was the other hard part too, is that anytime we had to go back and fix something, then I had to go to Luis and be like, okay, now I need you to reanimate it. He'd be like, or he'd be like, it's not on my computer, it's on my other computer. Let me.
And to his credit, man, save your projects often.
Yeah,
you know, he's like,
that's with anything. Save it often.
Save it often.
So, interesting story about Luis Vega. So, there was about a short time because he lives in Peru, I want to say, and yeah, he's in Peru, and Mariano is in Argentina. What's up?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And so he was going through. What is he saying on here? Anyway, I was reading that comment. So we hadn't heard from him in about like a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? So we started wondering, like, hey, what's going on? You know, like before he was nonstop. He was hitting me up, like, hey, let's do this, let's go. And all of a sudden, he was just like, bam! I didn't hear from the guy, and we were like, hey, what's going on? And so then finally he comes back. He's like, hey, everybody, I'm back. We're like, hey, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? We haven't heard from you. I'm over here telling Ryan, like, it's over. Project's done. Like, he's not even responding anymore.
You know how many times I had Henny Penny come and call me on the phone? He's like, "Oh, we should just quit it right now. We should just stop." I'm like, just calm down. Just calm down.
His name's Henny Penny.
No, he's talking about me.
Yeah, I know who he's talking about. So your name's Henny Penny now. Okay.
Yeah, Henny Penny, Chicken Little. It's all the same.
So
the sky is falling. You said
the sky is falling, pretty much, right? And so then I finally get a hold of him, and he's like, "Yeah, hey, sorry, I've been gone for a little while." He was like, "There's been a revolution happening in my country, and we're trying to get the dictator out of power, and they've cut off water and they've cut off electricity where I live because of all the riots." And I was just like,
holy
what?
And Andre was like, yeah, okay, but how about the render?
I know. I was like,
yo, that was probably his
idea.
spot.
Yeah.
Damn, that sucks, man. For you.
No,
But how's the progress?
Oh my god! I was like, I had no idea that was
go
happening.
find drinking water.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we don't even have running water. I was like, what? This is crazy. So I was like, yeah, take your time, dude. Don't even worry about it. You know,
but don't worry about it. But finish project.
But this is coming out.
Yeah, you're right. It's like, don't worry about it. I got plenty of water. I'll just sweat a little.
Yeah.
The Lex was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job.
This is the last one I'll show because you know, this was actually the first like big shot we did. Like the Dark Side one was the first scene we completed where we kind of realized like, okay, like we can totally do this. Like this is within our capacity. And then Ryan started working on this shot, and he was showing me like each individual character, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then finally, when it came together, we were like, wow, this is amazing. This was the first shot where after it was done, everybody was like, we did it. Like, even though we weren't even done with it yet.
Yeah, we
weren't
like, done with the project. We were just like, all right, you know, we're there. You know,
yeah, we're there. And some interesting information is that there's actually a version of this where he has the blue suit on.
There is,
but we wanted to go with the black suit because that's where it picks up from in the story.
Even though what's funny, even though Aquaman has his Aquaman suit, Flash has his Flash suit, Wonder Woman has her regular Wonder Woman suit, and then Cyborg in this shot here, when I drew it, I drew it before we were actually, you know, sort of like worried about timeline, chronological order, or anything like that. So I knew that on the chest, I knew that symbol is on Zack's logo. You know, is on his jacket and all that. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this takes place, because I didn't know where this took place at. I said, maybe this takes place at the end when it's like, okay, here's the Justice League, here they are, and the finale or whatever. So I was like, okay, I want to draw them all in their suits at the end of this whole fiasco or whatever. But then Andre was like, oh no, this is the beginning. I was like, oh.
He's like, oh no. I was like, well, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you, Meg. Thank you so much for those kind words. But yeah, I mean, I don't. Do you have the other shot?
Or the one with the Superman color?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I got it.
So we made this shot, and you know, I thought, man, this is an incredible shot. And then you know, Luis came to me, you know, he was like, well, how do you want this, like, how do you want the scene to play out? And mind you, he's in Peru and I'm here in California, and we're talking through you know, we're using WhatsApp just to kind of send messages back and forth, and then occasionally I'll record my voice, and then, you know, because you know, that's just how we communicated.
That's how we do.
And I told him, I said, look, this is what I want you to do. As the story's being told, the truth be told, what I did was I did a version of this with the Jim Lee art, where I did my own camera work on it, and then I sent it over to him. I said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And then we talked about it, and then he came up, and then he made his own version of it based on what I did with the original storyboard art. And what's funny is that original storyboard art is somewhere underneath this. If you were to actually, like, you know, break apart all the layers, it's back there somewhere. Because I placed these over it once he made the full animation. And then when he was able to actually animate it, I was completely blown away. All of us were, even he was like, wow, this came out really good. And it just the motion, just the way he zooms in over the shield and how it's a little bit out of focus, and it's just incredible. I don't know how he did it.
It almost like feels like the Zack lens, you know, like the way he does the shots, you know, the dream lens. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot what it was called.
And Wonder Woman right there is just, she looks so good.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
I mean, that's like I told Ryan, I was like, out of all the drawings of all the characters, they all look great, but this was my favorite one. I was like, she just looks so just powerful, you know?
Yeah.
Really good.
For sure.
And this whole shot came out really good. You see Cyborg with the C. I was like, no. But it was such a... The thing is, that the drawing was all done. It was colored in. I was just like, yeah, you know what? Let's just leave it. It's fine. You know, this is a fan project. No, Meg will not be playing Big Barda. She'll be playing Mara. Yeah, she's Mara in part 2. And then here is the same shot. This is how it looked when he first did it. And we had it in after Mariona colored it. We had a version of it with the black suit, which you see here. Then we had a version of it with the blue suit. And there is a version of the blue suit right there. So it kind of gives you an idea of what it started out as. But he colored it with the blue, and then he did one with the black. And he was like, which one do you want to use? I said, well, I want to go with the black because that's where he left off in the story. It wouldn't make any sense if all of a sudden now he's wearing the blue suit again. Like, whoa, I guess he dumped out. Because I don't want to be like, oh, I guess he got rid of that suit and went back to his blue suit. But we may see that blue suit again in part 2. We'll see. We may. But yeah, man, I'm really excited for it.
Only time will tell. So.
Only time will tell.
But yeah, we got that, and then a better look at Deathstroke and the Nightmare team. But there's more of the Nightmare team that you guys haven't seen yet, and we cannot wait to show you the rest of the Nightmare team. So yeah, man. I mean, we did. Okay, so one of the things, and I'll spill it. One of the things that we did.
Cyborg's chest is different.
His chest is different.
He noticed, damn it,
he noticed.
We're screwed.
His chest is different. So yes. But yeah, no. Okay, so for part 2, you know, we had the Injustice team for part 1, where you saw Lex and Maru and Orm and Manta and Len. And then, of course, you have this shot here. Well, in part 2, you have the Nightmare Squad, and they're lined up just like this. and that thing came out absolute fire. That came out absolute fire.
Don't show him it. You didn't show it.
No. I'm not going to show him. I don't have it queued up, but it's something that we're like, yo, it's just one of those things where we're just like, man, we can't wait to share. Can't wait to share.
The nightmare version of the shot of it's oh my god, it's so badass. Like when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Just to see those characters now as the team.
I'm sorry.
So cool.
I'm gonna go against it. You said don't. And
no, don't.
The one in the beginning of part 1.
Just don't. You can't show it. You can't.
I'm gonna.
Because that's such a huge scene.
It is. It's amazing.
The villain shot in the beginning of part 1 is great too. Like he gets Captain Cold out and everything, and they zoom out on the Injustice League. You know,
do you have that one?
The Injustice suit where?
The Injustice team.
The Injustice League shot.
Like I do.
Yeah, let's go to that. Thank you, Will. I appreciate that.
Okay. Yeah, because I don't listen to Andre that much. Let's see, Injustice, where are they at? Let's see.
But no, it was just really, really quite amazing. If you can see how many images he has there.
My son is upstairs. I got to bounce out, guys.
Oh, hey man. Hey, again, guys, the Ill Cut is coming out.
Yes.
Check it out. Ill Life is the one responsible for all of the audio that you heard in this project, and it's absolute fire. Or as Anthony would say, it's okay.
Keep watching, keep donating.
Relax.
Thank you, everybody.
Relax.
All right, guys. I love. Peace, man.
All right, man. Let's see. Oh, okay.
I also got you going pretty soon.
Oh, good.
But go ahead and pull up the image real quick.
Pull that one up. Okay. So
and then
let me
we
find
can
it
go
real
from
quick.
there.
I know I have it.
But overall, though, I mean, everything turned out really good. And then also at the end, I wanted to make sure that you saw other, versions of these scenes that you saw in the project. So I thought it'd be an awesome idea to, include other artists like Aaron Bailey. This is one of his shots to kind of give you a different perspective of the same scene. So you can kind of, you can see it differently and kind of picture how it might have looked, if this was like, a full-on movie. So that's why I thought it'd be really cool to incorporate more art from other artists of the fandom. And it's just cool. I mean, this is from Chris Aragata. He just did an amazing job with the shot.
This is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he did an amazing job capturing those images from the movies.
We got Alessandro, Mask of Shy.
Yes, Mask of Shy. So I don't have that one, but I do have this.
What is this? What are you showing
here? So this is the team before it got colored in. This was my drawing of each of the characters, and they're in their own little layers or whatever. But yeah, if you could, we have another one just like this. That
has the color.
Has, yeah. Oh well. Anyway, so that's that. But again, guys, if you haven't watched Project Justice League, please go do so. If you haven't left a like, please do that as well. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. It's awesome. I'd like to thank everybody who's come on the stream. With Ill Life, Scott Fowler, Geraldo, Ali, of course, Anthony, and then Andre too. He's here. And everybody in the chat that has been talking with us through this whole time. And guys, if you haven't caught this live, leave me a comment in the comment for this video. I'd like to interact with you guys. Leave a like on this video as well if you can. That would be great. It really does help out the channel. Let us know what you hope to see in the next one. And yeah, so let me get final thoughts from the crew here. Everybody that you've seen on the show has been a part of the project. and
it's
we're
not a movie.
It's not a movie. Hey, take it easy, sweetheart. We'll start with Geraldo and work our way around to Nicotina.
Okay, so I start.
Yeah. Go ahead. Where can everybody find you if they want to hear more of your fantastic work?
Well, to find me is pretty easy. SoundCloud.com/Geraldo Cortez. You can, I mean, most of my voice work you can find there or on Vimeo, and also my music. Yeah, it was a big pleasure being a part of this project. As I said before, it speaks for itself. It's authentic, it's genuine, it's a labor of love, and no wonder it's getting all the great reactions. And can't wait for part 2.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Hey, no, this guy, I forgot he's a fantastic composer. He made some stuff for Anthony, for his channel as well.
Yeah.
And we play that all the time. Every time that Anthony's on, we always kind of hum along with it. It's just it's one of those things. It's freaking dope. You know, he loved. I mean, come on. I mean, I have the damn thing queued up. Here it is. So actually, that counts as Anthony's farewell. So,
Where
can they find you, Anthony?
Jesus, my farewell. Damn, dude. Is this my final appearance on the show?
Oh no, that's not what I meant. The salutation, I guess.
First off, everybody involved, kudos. It's phenomenal work put in. And as far as what you just played, yes, G, you are fucking phenomenal with what you do. And also your narration of this thing is absolutely incredible. Me and G have known each other for, I can say a long time, but we met over me asking him about creating something for me, and we became like friends since that has happened. And yeah, it was crazy because he made my intro for me, and when I came back to him, like probably like a half a year later, and I was like, "Yo, can you add just like intro, 8 seconds, like 7 seconds?" And he's like, "Yeah, I see what I could do." And when he came back with those 7 seconds, I was like, "This is fucking perfect." I don't know how you could. It just flowed. It was absolutely incredible. So yeah, but the talent involved. This is look, man, this is to accomplish something like this it's not easy, man. And there's a lot of pushback from a lot of places, and you just got to keep going as far as keeping your head strong and saying, "Yo, look, this is what I'm looking for, and I kind of won't settle for less than what this is." And that's exactly what World's Finest. Yes, he did make the theme for World's Finest, and is absolutely incredible.
I did. That's right.
Yeah. World's Finest. Yeah, it's we still use it, man. It's fire. It's fire, dude. As it probably reach out to you soon. Be like, "Yo, expand it for 10 seconds." But no. But when it comes to Project Justice League, everybody involved. It's a thing to where like it just doesn't happen. You have to like continually put the work in for something like this, and so the fact that's happening. And look, I know you won't hear my voice until part 2, which and
it's fire.
It was
awesome.
A fun thing when Andre asked me to do the part that I'm doing, and I probably gave him like 7-8 takes because I'm not a one take person. So that there it is. But he picked the one that most goes with it. But
the way that your scene plays out though so far. Yeah, man, you're gonna be really impressed with how it looks,
dude. Yeah, it comes out really, really good.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
So shouts out to everybody involved. This is, like I said, not an easy thing to accomplish. And I know we get on here and we have fun and we laugh about a bunch of shit like week after week, and it's hilarious. But like with something like this is actually, it's good to see that the I don't know if this is accurate with the views, but it's good to see that the total raise for AFSP is almost 1,000 more than the views, which is what you probably would be going for, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the dollar amount, because this is what this is for, is to generate money for AFSP. So as I'm looking at like almost 9,500 views, but the money raised is, you know, a little bit over $1,000, and I like to see that. So yeah, I'm excited for part 2, and it's like, you seen it already, Joey? What the fuck, y'all sharing? No, I just fucking no. But yeah. No, I can't wait for part 2, and you know, kudos to everybody put in work, and like I said, this is not an easy thing. It's not easy, and you know, I don't. You know, but behind the scenes, it's a certain thing to where, like, some, you know, it's a, yo, you got this ready yet? You got this ready yet? And I know that's how it works. And that's
you just gave me flashbacks of Andre calling.
Yeah, probably. No, what I'm saying is that's probably how it has to happen, or else.
Yeah. No, he needs to do that.
Or else greatness isn't you know, achieved, because, you know, you have to put that effort into it. So no, without hesitation, everybody involved, kudos to it. Ill Life, like I said, Geraldo, Andre, for fucking keeping on everybody and getting everything together. Like I recorded my sound a long time ago, and so like I can't.
You sound so young. I mean, right now you're pretty crackly. So.
Yeah, you're all raspy now.
I was probably the same thing.
This is HCS universe.
No. But it's a lot of hard work that goes into something like this. So it's good to see it come to fruition, to see like people appreciate it and actually donate and stuff. So that's all. And also, you can,
somebody get me a sandwich.
No, for real. If I say, can I get a sandwich? Will a sandwich come through the door? Probably not. I do want a sandwich though, because a sandwich sounds delicious right now. So yeah.
And Allie, where can everybody find you after hearing your phenomenal Lois Lane? Phenomenal power.
Yeah, my YouTube channel, Super Hive. You can follow me on Twitter at SuperHiveVC. This was a really, really cool thing. I'm glad you guys actually I'm glad it was able to happen. So I just had a small part in this, and so I can't imagine, you know, all of the work that was put in by everyone else to really make it what it is. And I don't know if I'm only speaking for myself or for everyone else here too, but probably for a lot of people in this fandom. I've never really like been a part of a fandom like I just don't see any other, like, what other fandom does stuff like this. I mean, it's so cool over the years to just have been a part of this fandom and just like see how everything has progressed over time. I mean, just from, you know, release the Snyder cut to, I mean, just everything. It's been surreal to be like just part of this whole, you know, group of people, and just knowing that there's a worldwide fandom that like comes together to do stuff like this is really, really awesome. So thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of it. And shout out to everyone who put in a lot of hard work to do this, because it is really, really, really cool just to see the things that people are. It's more than just a movie. And so I hope like stuff like this sends that kind of message, because in a lot of haters or people that are like, it's just a movie, you know, well, it's just in the beginning. Yeah, it kind of was, but like it's grown to so much more. It's just so much more than that now. And so it's just, yeah, it's awesome. And part 2, I'm sure, will be just as good. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, us too. And fearless director, lead us out.
Thank you. You know, it's funny because you know, you won't hear Anthony's his dialogue until part 2, but it can't, like I said, it came out really, really good. And the funny thing about it is that it's you have Anthony and Meg are in a scene together with other characters, and
we can't split them apart even in the Snyderverse.
But sometimes I look at it and I'm like, man, I'm like, I'm like, if there was a way that I could fit Joey into the scene, I would have the whole world's finest crew in the same scene. But I was like, I'm all out of character, so maybe I'll add him anyway. He'll just be like just the rando soldier who's there, like, hey guys, you know, I don't know, no, but
and then
it's
gets
funny.
killed, right?
Yeah, he gets killed right away. Bam! Oh shit!
Like, whoa! Like, I can't draw his head's being severed, and like, no, I figured it out.
I figured it out. Okay, do it. Well, I figured if there was a scene, it could be a fight scene where Joey's character goes through this. And then you could be like, okay, well, he probably died in that scene. Okay,
yeah, he probably died. He's like, I'm sick.
But no, I mean, honestly, this the road to get to this day has been a very long road. I want to thank everybody who supported us, who supported this project. Maybe just through kind words or through motivation and through acting and through narration and the art and, you know, Luis with the VFX, Mariana with the coloring. You know, different individuals that helped me and helped us make this happen and make this a possibility, make this a reality. My heart goes out to all of you guys. You guys are truly amazing. Thank you for all your hard work, everything you put into this, because I couldn't have done it without you guys. And it shows. I mean, it shows how passionate, you know, everyone was about the project, because you can see it when you watch it, that we put a lot of time and care into making this as perfect as we can. There's still some things that I probably could have corrected, but at that point last night, I was like, okay, I'm out of time. This is it. I got to go.
Yeah, it was down to the wire.
Yeah.
Like hours before we had to release it, because we settled on the date. We're like, we're doing it the day after Mother's Day.
That's why there wasn't a show yesterday. He's like,
yeah,
yo, I'm on the chopping board right now. I'm on the chopping board.
Yeah, he's like, there's gonna be a show. I was like, no show. I'm too busy with this thing right now. And of course,
Andre was like,
I have seen shit that'll turn you white.
I picked the busiest weekend that where I was basically busy all weekend long. I was like, oh great. But you know,
I know, right?
But it's gonna be really good. You know, we're gonna be releasing part 2 this summer, which is gonna be even better. Will it come out this summer? I hope so. If it does get delayed, it'll be because we're trying to put more and more into it. But that's our target.
Because I mean, it's got to have a big payoff, and we know that. And guys, after I close out the show, I'm going to show you something that is part of that big payoff. So you guys will have an exclusive. But yeah, hey guys, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for donating to AFSP. It was amazing. We crossed $1,000 today. That's amazing. $1,000 on this show. So that's amazing. Thank you guys so much. Again, like, share, retweet, all that stuff on, you know, share the link with other people that you think might like it or might be interested or saw Zack Snyder's movie and was like, yo, I wish there was more. Oh, okay. Well, here's this. It might not be what Zack would do on the screen, but it's something in that vein. So again, I'd like to thank everybody in the fandom, everybody outside the fandom, just random viewers. You guys are all awesome, amazing. Thank you so much, and y'all have a great evening. Later. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you saw, check out our other videos and subscribe for more. Be sure to leave your comments and suggestions down below. Don't forget to check out our TeePublic and Teespring store. And a thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Your support is much appreciated. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. This is Zeeverfett signing off.